We've all heard it. Space is infinite. But what if it's not? What if you built a spacecraft, traveled in a straight line for billions of light years, and then, suddenly, you hit the end? Not a star, not a galaxy, but a literal boundary to the universe. What happens next? Can you pass through it, or is this where the universe stops? Today we ask the most mind-bending question in all of cosmology. What if space had an end? Let's define what we mean. If space has an end, it implies a finite structure, a cosmos with limits. But space isn't like land or a room. It's a dimension. It doesn't end in the way a road or a beach ends. So when we ask where the universe ends, we're really asking, is the universe finite or infinite? Does it have a shape, and can it have an edge? Cosmologists have proposed three basic shapes for the universe. Flat, like a piece of paper that extends forever. This fits current data best. Closed, like the surface of a sphere. If you travel far enough, you'll loop back to your starting point. Open, like a saddle, expanding forever, but not looping. In all three cases, none have a true edge. Even a closed universe doesn't end, it wraps around itself. So in known physics, space doesn't just cut off. But what if it did? Let's imagine a version of space with a hard limit, like a wall at the edge of the universe. Your spaceship flies for eons until stars disappear. Then galaxies fade. And finally, it's just blackness. You press on until you encounter a glowing, shifting wall, the edge of the universe. What's behind it? A white void? A parallel universe? Or maybe nothing at all? There are a few possibilities. 1. The wall repels you. Like a force field, it bends space and time to keep you inside. 2. You pass through to another realm. Maybe a multiverse or the outside of the simulation, where you see the universe from beyond. 3. Physics breaks down. Crossing the edge causes space-time to collapse, like falling off a cosmic cliff. 4. Nothing exists beyond literally nothing. Not vacuum, not darkness, just non-existence, something our minds may not even comprehend. If space has an edge, it strongly supports simulation theory. Think about it. Why would a universe with no observers have a limit? Unless that limit was programmed, like a render boundary in a video game. You can only go so far before hitting a part that was never meant to be explored. Could we be NPCs in a cosmic engine? Could the end be where the simulation stops rendering new content? While mainstream science doesn't support a literal edge, a few fringe ideas get close. Brain cosmology. Our universe is a 3D brain floating in higher dimensional space. The edge could be where our brain ends. Bubble universes. Our cosmos may be a bubble among many in the multiverse. The boundary is where it bumps into others. The Big Bang horizon. There's a limit to how far we can see. Beyond that, light hasn't reached us yet. To us, that's a kind of edge. But these aren't walls. They're limits of observation, not of existence. What if humanity confirmed that space ends? It would change everything. Exploration becomes survival within a sandbox. The search for alien life feels more urgent or futile. Philosophers debate whether this proves a creator, a simulation, or a fundamental truth. Religions might view it as proof of design. Others might see it as terrifying, the ultimate cage. And artists, writers, and visionaries would race to imagine what lies just beyond. Let's go full science fiction. You're aboard the first probe to reach the end. As you approach the wall, your sensors go wild. Gravity distorts, time slows, and then your ship touches it. Do you vanish? Do you transmit back impossible images? Or do you awaken somewhere else, in a new universe? The final answer might lie just beyond that glowing line, where space stops, and something else begins. The idea of space having an end challenges everything we know, and everything we take for granted. It forces us to ask, are we living in a box, or are we just small minds trying to grasp infinite reality? Until we find that edge, or prove it doesn't exist, we remain explorers of the unknown, riding a lonely rock through an ever-expanding mystery. For more videos like this, visit and subscribe to Knowledge Hub.